It's going to be a very interesting thing. I don't think that there will be another second state of emergency in River State, and this is the time where the Simi Fubara will now look inwards and be very decisive on whether he want to go for second term or not. But the fact still remains, there was a report being credited to the FCT minister, yes, on Wike, that Fubara signed an agreement that he will not contest for second term. And whether that is true or not, we needed to hear from Fubara. But that is tantamount to political witch hunting if such agreement was being pushed to Fubara. That is not what it's supposed to be. We reject any form of Babasobe, Lagos State style of politics in River State. We reject it in total, front and back. But let us look at what is going to happen. We know that almost all the elected politicians in the House, local government, and the rest of them are all APC, members. Of course, Fubara is also an APC member. Whether he has decamped, but that will be a very tough decision to have made. That means I think he would have been able to play his role very well before he now decided that he is going to move from APC to another political party. But that notwithstanding, of course, it's going to be a very drawn battle because the Obi factor is also there, the Amechi factor is also there, the Fubara factor is also there, and of course, Wike factor is always there. So it is not going to be something they are going to win for anybody in River State. The vote in River State will be splitted to just barely nothing at the end of the day. And
But do you think that same Fubara have what it takes to defeat any candidate that just Wike going to back?
No, I learned that he's bringing somebody for PDP. I don't know whether the presidency is comfortable with that. Yes, because they have already done some kind in-house thing secretly before coming to the public. But if Wike insists on pushing his own personal anointed candidate at the end of the day, it means there is going to be a serious clash between Wike and, of course, Tinubu, if the story we are hearing at this moment.
This very move by Fubara was being engineered by Fubara's supporters. They said that they have no faith in APC, having in mind that the Mr. President and Mr. Wike, they are very tight friends, meaning that whatever Wike decide, that is what's going to happen. So the Fubara supporters urge him to decamp from APC into NDC.
Of course, when I saw the level of visitation and the kind of caliber of people Fubara started receiving in River State, he sent a very deep signal. Maybe he has been able to consolidate his structure very well, and no cause for alarm, knowing fully well that if he definitely move to Nigeria Democratic Party, he is going to launch a campaign from that angle, and he's definitely going to win without Wike and Tinubu interference in River State. It is going to be an interesting thing. We expect a lot former governors, ministers, ex-presidents to join the movement now that it has been identified to be people-oriented. Every Nigerian must join Nigeria Democratic Party. We are not joining Nigeria Democratic Party because we believe that they are going to do an extraordinary thing, but at least this is the best choice we have at the moment. NDC remains the best choice we have at the moment. Nobody's a saint, but at least among everything they have put out in the public there, I want to make choice. We have tested Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have tested all these people in the past. We have not tested Obi. We have tested the so-called Jagaban of Bodilum, or what they call it, we can see that his government is the worst in the history of Nigeria. Unless you want to judge based on sentiment, or because of bigotry, or because you are benefiting from his government. Of course, that is the Nigerian culture. Once you are benefiting from the government, or you are loyal to unfortunate elements that have destroyed Nigeria from 1960 to date, and then it's okay by you. But let me say it very clearly. Anybody that is talking about Atiku, to be very honest, anybody, whether it's a group, as an individual, talking about Atiku at this moment, you are one of the people that have sentenced Nigeria to Golgotha. No two ways about it. You have automatically sentenced Nigeria to Golgotha. Again, we don't need an Atiku now. We want a shift from those. These are APC elements that just left APC. All of a sudden, you can see how they wanted to trap Obi, manipulate Obi. But at the end of the day, Obi says there is, a very dangerous trap beneath him, and was able to go to it. And you can see once he moved, because Obi represents one of the most powerful political movements currently now in Nigeria.
Mr. Chinedu, people are saying that Obi himself is a force, and the moment Peter Obi they come from NDC to NDC, a lot of people follow suit as well. And yesterday was reported that more than 18 House of Assembly members they come from NDC to NDC as well. Yesterday they received one senator, and this morning the breaking news that one governor talking about Simi Fubara have also moved into NDC. Do you think Peter Obi is a force indeed?
Okay, let me tell you, it is the man of the moment. This is Peter Obi's glory. This is Peter Obi's time. Nigeria have a better chance now to make a choice. Nigeria has, let me say tomorrow now. Okay, let us continue to try. We know that the culture of Nigerian politics is about corruption. It's about nepotism. It's about selfishness. We know, but let us continue to change politicians, because the more we change politicians, we change government, we change policies. Maybe we'll be able to get it a bit right under Peter Obi. I commend anybody that is identifying with the new alignment now, with the latest political party currently now, to sit up very well and fight for the reality on ground. Now, the underrated Peter Obi, yes, they underrated Peter Obi, but you can see what is going to happen now. He is going to dismantle the Northern Caliphate. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we are going to see total collapse of South Hausa Fulani political culture and structure, because Kwankwaso is seen as coming from the Hausa ethnicity who plays Hausa Fulani politics. So when we begin to see that there is this reawakening, empowerment, by repositioning the real indigenous Northerners who are the Hausas within the national political space, then the more we put a stop to the Fulani influence, conquest agenda, and of course Islamization. And that is what we need to do. The reason is very clear. Do you know why Atiku Abubakar has continued? Plus, go and look at what Lugard said about the Fulanis when he was handing over notes to Walter Jlang. You can look at the history. He said one thing: they are not ambitious people. They thrive in immorality and corruption. That is the identity to date. So anything that looks like a good thing, they don't want it. Atiku thought he would have trapped Obi under a coalition process. Let us join hands together and all that. Okay. Remember, it took Obi a very long time before he could start, putting his feet on ADC. But unfortunately, you can see how he played out, because the process was not crystal, was not transparent. And the question fellow Northerners are asking, like Dr. Haruna is asking, is that, is it the turn of the North? But when it was turn of the North, we saw Atiku Abubakar campaigning. It is the turn of the north. It is the turn of the north. When they wanted to bring Buhari, there was no litigation anywhere in the court. They brought Buhari smoothly, packaged him with NEPA bill and everything as certificate. They handed him over to Nigeria as president.
All right, Mr. Chinedu, what is that thing that make Peter Obi stand out among the top politicians in Nigeria? Because it seems that among the top politicians over the social media space and even fiscal, people are saying they are going to vote for Peter Obi. But a lot of people say, let Peter Obi move to the Lord choosing party, that they will wear their airplane. A lot of people are saying, let Obi move to any political party that they're going with him. So why that special thing that make Obi to stand out among the other politicians?
Obi is one of the governors in Nigeria, whether ex-governor or not ex-governor, that is not in EFCC list today. You cannot find Obi's name in EFCC list. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's name is there. So many of their names are there. What does do you want when you talk about credibility and integrity? It's already approved. Peter Obi has never been taken to court either by omission or by fabrication to go and answer questions based on corruption. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been dragged to court more than how many times? There's the issue of Jefferson linked to Atiku. He's still pending in the United States of America. Now he is lobbying. Bro, this is what the Fulanis are. Very clear. What Lord Lugard wrote about them is very clear. They are cunning and unambitious. And that is why they have kept Nigeria like this. Then Obi came not as a saint, not as a messiah. Obi is offering an option to choose leadership. As simple as that. And from his record, me, I have never attended any lecture where I see Buhari, talking to a large crowd in Harvard University, in Yale University, or one of the best universities around the world. I've never seen that. I've never seen Bola Ahmed Tinubu speak in an international organization, speak to Harvard students, address world conference, talk about issues, bring statistics on good governance, or how nations can, emancipate from economic doldrum to Eldorado.
All right, Mr. Chinedu Michael, my last shot. Do you think that Peter Obi, are you seeing Peter Obi winning the 2027 general election?
Okay, let me tell you.
And among the three candidates.
Okay, let me tell you. Anybody that's looking at, gentleman in character, dangerous in action. The humble looking of a lion does not mean that the lion is weak. Atiku tried to underrate Obi. You see, they wanted to make mockery of Obi. They go, see, I'm not. So they say they get sense. Don't leave the party for them. This one now, they try them, carry anybody, go court, say that they do NDC court for court. Okay, militants go involved. They don't tell them. Say this one not be Northern party. Although it's a national party, but this one, now so it is. Militants will come out. That judiciary, whether they buy house, give judges now, we go see as it go be. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. As governors, I say, okay, that means, they wanted to try the sentiment, the consciousness of the Fulani agenda in Nigeria. Obi saw it very clear. I said, okay, let me see what these guys are up to. They repeated the same thing that Lord Lugard has written about them many, many years ago, that they are unambitious and corrupt. They believe in immorality. And anything that is good is bad before them. And you can see what it means. So this thing is going to reawaken the Hausa indigenous people in the north and to begin to negotiate political power, to see how they are going to position themselves for a very deep battle between the Hausas and the Fulanis in the north, politically.
All right, Mr. Chinedu, but some people are saying that indeed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will walk into Aso Rock without even stressing himself that the vote have been divided already. That what happened in 2023, the three ox race has also will repeat itself in 2027. Meaning that the vote of the southeast, the vote of the south going to split into two. Talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Peter Obi. Why the north will be united in voting for only one candidate, talking about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Yes, that's who he is open for. That he has handed over the Southeast Development Commission to them to use it as campaign in the East, the likes of Odus Okalo, Benjamin Kala, and all of them. None of them are going to return to the Senate. None of them are going to return to the Federal House. Okay? The Igbo people, they vex. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison. Why the terrorists that are killing Nigerians on daily basis are being given red carpet in Abuja, in Atsuro. And now, very clearly, whenever you see this video, please share it. Why is Bola Ahmed Tinubu demanding vote from the people he called IPOB terrorists? Are they the ones that are going to vote for you? They are not. Of course, you should know very clearly. This is not about sentiment. The government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a total disgrace and disappointment, even to the Yoruba people, tribe and race. This is the worst ever in less than, yes, we know that, see, when you are not competent, you are not competent. You cannot offer what you don't have. It's as simple as that. Anybody that is voting for APC is voting based on sentiment. If they actually believe in Nigeria, then let us change politicians and change policies. Maybe if Peter be fair, we move to another level.